Esta es la historia de un año extraordinario en la vida de un fotógrafo.
Remember holding hands and laughing.
Un fotógrafo de bodas perseguido por sus recuerdos de niñez en un barrio conocido como La Jungla. Y es también la historia de un encuentro casual que lo conducirá a la jungla de verdad. Pero tal vez sea mejor comenzar por el principio. El año comenzó bajo el cielo soleado de México.
Rod, what are you thinking about as far as the shots?
I think we'll get you guys in like knee high, so we get a feel for the waves and stuff coming in.
Yeah.
And then maybe some shots, shallower area as the waves are coming in, like right here at ankle height.
Ah,
Okay.
very nice. Yeah, that sounds good.
I've been shooting weddings, hence why we're here in Mexico. And last year, the last 2 or 3 years, I've shot 45 weddings a year. Destination wedding is when the bride and groom decide that they want to get married in a warm place or somewhere other than their own country. Remember holding hands and laughing. I never ever thought about weddings. Maybe it's a stereotypical role that a lot of the photographers aren't comfortable being wedding photographers. In the past, weddings were cheesy, you know, it was a very forced, formal kind of style. I'll take it.
I like the term life partner instead of husband and wife because I feel like we're partners in everything we do. When I work on my stuff, Rod helps me as much as he can, and so I help him as much as I can. I haven't shot with him a whole lot, but I certainly understand a lot of what he does, and so it's kind of easy for me to pick up because I'm looking at his work daily, pretty much, and I learn a lot just by being around. 12 years is a long time, so. What we had in common is we both immigrated to Canada at like the age of 6 or so. We both came into communities that didn't welcome us with open arms. We both experienced violence growing up in those communities, from within and from without. And I think both of us have this strong sense of not completely belonging anywhere because of that experience. I work as a psychotherapist, counselor, and go to 4 different drop-in shelters, mainly for women. How we manage it as a couple is what's really challenging.
It's tough, you know, it's tough. You know, you have to really switch gears. And, you know, when you see so much and something so lavish as a wedding where people kind of go out and don't have limits to what they're going to spend on their special day, and then you go back to Lawrence Heights and you see that people are having trouble putting food on their table, it's very tearing, you know, I mean, it pulls me in 2 different directions. I'm on Replan right now, where are you?
Rodrigo dedica gran parte de su tiempo libre a tomar fotografías en Lawrence Heights, el vecindario en el corazón de Toronto donde creció.
This community is known as the jungle. I like the name the jungle. It characterizes that exact same Toronto community housing neighborhood or area. Now, people hate it because the name has been taken and used in the media in a negative way. Okay, you know, X murder or X incident, stabbing, shooting. So yeah, the jungle's become a very negative name. But you know what? I don't see it like that. It's the jungle no matter what. It's not so much about the name, but we have to change more about the attitude of the place. I don't know if we'll get any answer, but why not? Oh, hello there.
Hi.
My name is Rodrigo. I used to live in Lawrence Heights, this community actually. I lived in your house. My parents lived in this house for 20 years and I probably lived here for about 15 of those years.
15 of those years.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It seems so small to me now. You know, I mean, as a kid, things look bigger, but right now it just seems so small.
It is small for a
No,
family of
it's-
5.
yeah.
It is small. It's narrow. It's not.
Yeah, there were in my family.
But considering the
there
the
were
amount
6.
of rent you pay on the non-profit housing, it's it's something that you would appreciate. You'd be content with, rather to say.
Yes, of course. No, I have a lot of memories there. My dad was a teacher in Chile, but when he got to Canada, he became a factory worker. My mom, she ended up doing factory work here as well. I think as immigrants, you always have challenges, no question about it. And my parents, certainly raising 4 kids in a neighborhood that they had no clue was a geared to income neighborhood. My dad saw it as a nice neighborhood with lots of open space, and him being a soccer player, I think he kind of looked, oh, well, the kids can run around and play soccer and do what they want to do here.
Me, I never worked in Chile. I got my children only. Here, the 2 I working in the factory. I don't have too much money.
Rodrigo vive en una bella casa en el centro de Toronto con su esposa Diane, su hija y 2 perros. Su madre viene de visita todos los años y siempre hay excusa para celebrar.
I remember growing up in Scarborough in the projects and seeing kids in school every day having certain things that I really wanted to have too, and I couldn't have it. And when you're already outside of a culture that doesn't warmly embrace you once you get off that plane, it's really, really much more tempting to try and fit in through how you look.
So while Diane was tempted, I was doing it. I got into quite a bit of trouble in Lawrence Heights, that's for sure. I think everybody in my family came home in a cop car at one point or another. My parents both worked full-time and I hung out with the guys in the community. I remember at one point we went into collegiate sports during the days that Sunday shopping was not present. And there was a display case at Yorkdale that just had their products. So I remember keeping watch while my friends hacksawed the bottom of the glass window. I remember not taking a thing. I remember my friends who had hacked into it, you know, grabbed their bicycles and or whatever was in there, and we got back to Lawrence Heights and we told people what we had done, stupidly enough. And they went back and got stuff out of the display case, and you know, a month later the police show up at my high school. It was like theft over 200, breaking in, possession of stolen goods. So I was up like on 4 charges. My friends were up on like 5 or 6. And we ended up all in the same court. You know, my dad, my mom was bawling her eyes out.